Hi everyone, my name is Kelly Mata. I am an estate planning attorney who focuses on special needs planning. My office, Flex Legal, is located in South Florida, and in this series we are discussing my own personal estate plan. Being an autism mom, my estate plan is based on a special needs trust. This is part 6, so if you haven't seen the rest of the series, please start at the beginning and work our way down the list with me. Today we'll be checking off 2 boxes. That's going to be our healthcare directive for me and my spouse, and also a living will for me and my spouse. So both of these documents are going to deal with what's going to happen to me in the event that I am incapacitated and cannot make medical decisions for myself. So in the healthcare directive, we're going to appoint someone to act on my behalf, communicate with my doctors, review my medical records. This is done through a HIPAA authorization form. And that person will be able to make medical decisions for me. So I'm going to be appointing my husband as my initial healthcare agent. And then I'm going to have some alternates as well in case we are both incapacitated at the same time or something happened to him before me. In that healthcare directive, there are some sensitive topics that you might want to discuss with your loved ones prior to meeting with an estate planning attorney. One of those issues is whether or not you would consent to voluntary admission for psychiatric treatment. So this would occur in the event that you had some mental instability, mental difficulties later on, and you were not able to admit yourself for psychiatric treatment, but you would want your loved one to be able to do so for you. So this would be basically an alternative for emergency situations where they would need to essentially Baker Act you to get psychiatric treatment. You can voluntarily elect that they can admit you if you needed it. This does not mean that you would be, admitted if you didn't need it, but if you needed it, there would be a way to do that without a police intervention, Baker Act situation. This is, a sensitive topic. It's something that you should definitely think about before deciding whether or not that's something that you're comfortable with. Another issue that we're going to address in this healthcare directive is whether or not I would like to be kept in my home as long as possible. So if I were ill and I needed medical attention, would I like to be kept in my home? In this case, I would. So I'm going to include that in my healthcare directive. I'm also going to allow my healthcare agent to authorize an autopsy for me if necessary, and to direct the disposition of my remains. So in the event that I were to pass away, my husband would be the one responsible for determining whether I be cremated or buried, and making arrangements for those things. I have discussed my choices with him, so he does know what I would want in that event. And we're going to be drafting this document times 2, so one for me and one for him, outlining each of these wishes. After drafting those 2 documents today, I'm going to be drafting the living will. The living will essentially states that I would prefer not to have life-saving measures in the event that my demise is imminent. So if I am going to die, I have no chance of recuperating, I would like for them to not prolong my life with medical interventions. So this could go either way. You could say, yes, that's what I want. I want them to end life-saving measures, or you can put a timeline in your own living will. That might look like if it appears that I am unable to wake up from a coma, I would like to be on life-saving measures for a certain number of days. So this can really be customized to your own personal situation, your own wishes, your own experiences. And those 2 documents are going to work in conjunction together. So I'll be drafting all 4 of those documents, so 2 healthcare directives and 2 living wills today to include in our estate plan. Please join me back here shortly. We'll be discussing guardianship designation next. That is for minor children. Thank you.